Hey y'all, what's going on? It's me, your girl, Antinette, the founder of this here channel, Antinette Develops, a channel that I created because I'm passionate about supporting human service professionals and entrepreneurs in developing the skills that they need to elevate in their business, their career, and in their personal life. So if that sounds good to you, please y'all press that subscribe button. And while I have you, can you please watch this video until the end? I really want my channel to grow, and in order for my channel to grow, you have to first of all subscribe to my channel, and then you have to watch the video to the end because every minute counts. So like I like to say, you can treat my videos like a podcast. Like if you don't want to watch me the whole time, just set the phone down and listen to me. It works. I'm not doing anything really spectacular on these videos. I'm just saying spectacular things. So all I need you to do is listen to me and let the video play to the end. That's going to really help my channel to grow. And subscribe, press share with your network. I really appreciate that. Also, in the description box, there's a link to a survey. Can you complete that survey for me? That's going to support me in getting to know you a little bit more better. I want to know what your challenges are. I want to know what your weaknesses are. I want to know what are the things that make you smile, what makes you happy. I want to know more about you so I can develop a message that speaks directly to you. So can you please press that link in the description box, and that's going to support me in developing a message for you. And also, by completing that survey, you become qualified to win 6 weeks of one-on-one coaching with me. 6 weeks, one-on-one coaching. Yo, that's like so valuable. Like, you know what I do? I support my clients in reaching their goals. I support my clients in managing their time, increasing their productivity. And I want to do the same for you for 6 weeks for free. All you have to do is complete that survey and you'll be entered to win. So today, as you can see in the title, I'm talking about how you can excel as a human service professional. Because at the end of the day, I'm passionate about seeing human service professionals survive and thrive in their career fields, okay? You have to. It's a must. So you need to continue to watch this video if you are thinking about being a human service professional. You're thinking about entering the field and you want to know more about it. Watch this video. You might be somebody who are newly entering the field. Like maybe you just graduated or you're about to graduate. You need to watch this video. You can learn a thing or two, okay? And last but not least, if you are a veteran, you've been in the human service field for years, you can still watch this video because first of all, you might learn something. You could gain a different perspective, right? Because I do put my different perspectives on in my videos. But also, you can share something that I don't touch on because you're a vet, right? And we need vets in the field to mentor us. So if I'm saying something that you agree with, first of all, say hey, right? Say that in the comment section. But if it's something that you can add to what I'm saying, then you can also add that to the comment section as well. I would really appreciate that, and so will the other human service professionals that watch this video. In today's video, we're talking about 3 things. First and foremost, we're talking about 1. What is human services? I'm going to explain to you what human services is, right? And number 2, we're going to talk about traditional ways and non-traditional ways in which you can be involved in human services. I'm going to share that with you. And then I'm going to end the video by sharing with you 5 ways in which you can be the best human service professional that you can be. All right? So I thank you, and let's get right into it. So what is human services, right? The human services is the helping profession That's all it is. That's it. That's all. If you are passionate about helping people, or if you're in a position right now where you are helping somebody, where you are serving somebody, then you, my friend, are a human service professional. And I want you to get that in your head right now. Like, even if you are, what we're about to talk about next, the non-traditional and the traditional ways in which you can be involved in human services. But I definitely want you to know that if you are working with humans, you are a part of the human service profession, right? So let's talk about some non-traditional ways and some traditional ways in which you can be involved in human services. So traditionally, human service professionals are people who hold professional or para-professional jobs in diverse settings. So professional jobs would be like your nurses and your specialists and your social workers and your psychologists, your counselors, your therapists. Now that's a short list because the list can be vast, but really I want you to know that professionals are people who have a degree. Basically, if you went to school, you got your 2-year degree, you got your 4-year degree, or your 6-year degree, or if you got a degree behind your name, you got them credentials, then you are a professional in the human service field. Like myself, I have my bachelor's in social work, right? And I have my master's in administration of human services. That makes me a professional, right? Now, paraprofessionals are your direct care workers, your CNAs. Although you do need a certification to be a CNA, you still are considered like a paraprofessional because you don't have a 4-year degree, that associate's degree, your master's or something like that. You're not an actual nurse. You're still an aide. You're still an assistant, right? And that's a paraprofessional. Also, human service workers where you don't have a degree. That's what separates professionals and paraprofessionals. If you have a degree, you're a professional. If you don't have a degree and you're working towards your degree, then you are a paraprofessional, okay? And then you can work in many settings as it pertains to human services. You can work in a group home, right? I worked in a group home as a direct care worker before I got my degree for a year and some change. You can work in a halfway house. You can work in a correctional facility. You can work in an agency that serves children, youth, and adults. You can work with addiction, and just so many different ways in which you can enter the human service field traditionally, right? Now, let's talk about the non-traditional ways, though, in which you are probably in human services and you don't even know it. Because as I'm looking and I'm doing my research, I'm like, why aren't they saying these positions are human service professionals? Like, it has to be, we have to know. So since the books don't know, I'm going to tell you. All right, I'm going to tell you who are human service professionals non-traditionally. So first of all, you have to know that teachers are human service professionals. Yes, you are. You're a human service professional because you work with humans and you work with families. And if you thought of yourself as a human service professional, and also educator, but a human service professional, because you work with humans, you will be able to better help your clients, which are your students and your families that you serve. Cops are human service professionals, okay? If you thought of yourself and you had a foundation in human services, then you will be able to better support the clients that you serve, which are the community, because that's who you serve as a cop. You serve the community, and you are here to keep us safe, supposedly, right? And if you had a foundation in human services, you wouldn't fear the very people that you are supposed to protect. You would be more understanding of the people that you're supposed to protect, right? So cops are human services. Cops are human service professionals, and also politicians. Politicians are human service professionals. You are in your position to serve humans. You're a human service professional. And last but not least, those people in customer service positions, those people in retail positions, when you work directly with customers, you have to know that you are a customer service professional. Like, you service me when I walk through them doors, when I get my groceries, when I am looking for something in the store and you ask me for my help, right? Help, keyword, you're helping me, which means that you are a human service professional, and you will be better able to serve the clients that you serve, your customers, if you thought of yourself as someone who is, yes, a customer service rep, but you're a human service professional first. right? Because one of the things that we have to know that at the end of the day, we are all put on this earth to serve each other. It's just that human service professionals, they made a career out of it, all right? But we are all placed on this earth to serve. We're all human service professionals. That's what we do. Like, we're all human service professionals. We have to get that clear. And in that understanding, then you can start picking up a book for human service professionals and reading it and seeing what they say. Or you can just come to my videos and watch what I have to say so you can begin to implement best practices that are out there. Right? So let's get into this education though. So in order for you to be a human service professional, to enter on the direct care level, to enter the field, all you need is a high school diploma. And I kind of feel some type of way about that, because when I first entered the field, I worked at a group home, and we worked with the most vulnerable population. Some of them couldn't even speak. They were nonverbal. They couldn't use the bathroom on their own. Like, it was a lot. And a lot of the times, the people in them positions, especially the direct care workers, because we spend the most time with them, they were mean. They were nasty. They did not have the knowledge or the skill that is needed to literally be a human service professional. Like, and that's what grinds my gears. Like, some stuff you think is like innate in you. Like, you would think that, I know I'm not supposed to do people wrong. I know I'm not supposed to harm people. But no, common sense ain't that common. So, but I also work with people who was direct care workers, and they had no degree, but they did an excellent job. So I guess we just have to find a better way to vet who we are going to have around these vulnerable populations. But all you need is high school diploma to enter the field, and then you can get your associate's degree, your master's, and your doctorates. Also, in human services, a lot of specialization goes on. So educationally, I have my bachelor's in social work and I have my master's in administration of human services. But there are people who are in human services and they have a degree in criminal justice. You have a degree in psychology. You have a degree in education, because we now know that educators are human service professionals, right? So there are a lot of specializations that you can, or there are a lot of areas in which you can specialize in being a human service professional that requires some education, okay? And then salary. So we have to talk about salary as a human service professional. So when you're entering the field, like when I first started almost 10 years ago, I started out making like $11 an hour. And I wasn't happy. I was making about the same amount at Lowe's. I was making more at Lowe's than I was at this job where I was helping humans. But okay, I'm new to the field, so I was working. But then one of the things that got me sold was that although I was making $11 an hour, because I worked in a group home, 24 hours, 24-hour home needed 24-hour care, it was overtime that was available to me working at the group home, especially on a direct care level. So that's some incentives, even though you don't get paid a lot of money that you think you should get paid, but there's overtime available to you. And that sounded good for me. So I used to work a hell of a lot of overtime when I first entered the field. I couldn't wait for it to snow, because I'm packing my bag and I'm spending the night at this group home with these people, with my clients, because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make that time and a half. So let a spot open, I was there. But however, I got tired of living that type of lifestyle. I got kids. I had one kid at the time, but now I got two. And I definitely wouldn't be working those type of hours like that. Or I wouldn't want to anyway, just to make ends meet. But when you're first starting out in the field, you can make like $25,000 a year if you don't have no degree, and if you're not working on overtime. And then of course, with overtime, time and a half, that helps you out. And then when you begin to specialize, certain specializations, certain areas have their own salary levels. So depending on your area, right, depending on your specialization, that determines how much you're going to get paid. Now, as a social worker, I can make up to about $80,000 a year as a traditional social worker. I know social workers that make more than that, or claim they make more than that in these groups or whatever I'll be watching. But then you have doctors, right? They make a lot of money. But then you can also have social workers who make $30,000 a year, right? Or 35,000 a year or whatever traditionally. So it just really depends, and you have to figure out, you know, what's going to work for you. But that's why I'm a big advocate. First of all, we already know, if you don't know, they're saying now you need at least 7 streams of income to be financially set. At least 7 streams of income. So your social work job can be just one, but I'm a big advocate of having a side business. You know, I have TGN Development Company, and I also have The Stand. I know that side hustles are important, and I know that the career of human services, it doesn't pay a lot. I already know that. So because I know that, I have a side hustle, right? And I'm going to have more and more side hustles. So now we're going to get into the 5 ways in which you can be the best human service professional that you can be. So first and foremost, you have to understand that it is your role as a human service professional to alleviate the stress of your clients. Okay? It's your role to alleviate the stress of your clients. And so many times do I come to work, or have I gone to work, and I have seen human service professionals on every level have a bad day and take that bad day out on their clients. That is not right. And I hate that. And I used to speak up every time. Like, I don't like that. If you're having a bad day, either call out or take some time to yourself, but do not take your bad day out on the vulnerable, because they're already vulnerable. They're already having a bad life, some of them. So because you're having a bad day, you can go home at the end of your day, at the end of your shift. So don't make their life miserable because you're having a bad day, because you're stressed out. Your role, if you want to be the best human service professional that you can be, it's your role to alleviate the stress of your clients. Number 2, it is your role and your goal and your responsibility. And if you want to be the best human service professional that you can be, you have to initiate change in the lives of your clients. I could not stand when I was a case manager, and we would have our rounds, our daily rounds, and people coming in here and they're not helping their clients to achieve no goals, no real life goals. Like, what are you here for? What are you doing? And you can't say, that the client don't want to work towards nothing, because every client has a goal that they want to work towards, no matter whether it's big or small. I had a client who, she smoked 3 cigarettes a day. 3 packs of cigarettes a day. 3 packs. And I remember I had a goal for this client for her to decrease the amount of cigarettes that she smoked, because it was ridiculous. I couldn't stand it. So I told that to my boss at that time. And one of the things as human service professionals, what we have to do is we always have to expect the best of our clients. We also have to always know that change is inevitable with our clients. Even if you've been working with them for years and years and years, and you see that they aren't moving in the direction that you want them to, but change is inevitable. People change. And when I tried to tell my supervisor at this time that I wanted to, decrease the amount of cigarettes that this woman, my client of mine, smoked, she said, well, Antinette, you can try if you want to, but it's probably not gonna happen. Well, they ain't know who Antinette was, because Antinette gets what she wants. And what did I do? That lady went from smoking 3 packs of cigarettes a day to a pack and a half. Not only did I save her money, I saved her years on her life, because she used to go through them cigarettes like crazy. Not only did I save her years on her life, I saved her years on my life, because that secondhand smoke was killing me in our hourly meetings every week. I couldn't do it. So, we got to create change in the lives of our clients, and we have to be the initiator of that change sometimes, and we have to be the fuel. But don't ever think that your client can't change, because they can. And once you begin to look at your client in a way that they can't change, that they're not capable, then you failed. You failed as a human service professional, okay? And I want to support you in being the best human service professional that you can be. So, number 3, right? We have to support our clients in overcoming the challenges that they face through evidence-based and strength-based approaches, okay? That's important. So a lot of the times when I'm in the field and I see people, they might make a decision and they'll do something that might take something away from a client, or put a client on some type of restriction, or whatever the case may be, right? Because they might do that, right? And I want to know, what is the evidence behind you doing what you're doing? Like, are you doing it because that's what your mom did to you as a child? Because these are not your children. These are not your family members. Your role as a human service professional is to use the evidence that's out there to support your clients in surviving and thriving. Okay? That's your job as a human service professional. Use the evidence. The strength-based approach is always looking at the strengths in your client, right? And then making the appropriate changes and supporting them and making the appropriate changes, right? So that's your role. That's your job if you want to be the best human service professional that you can be. Also, if you want to be the best human service professional that you can be, it's important for us to be flexible. You have to be flexible. It's so many times, especially in the beginning, I hated the fact that I would have an outing planned or I have an activity planned, and you know what? We have an inspection, so we can't do it. Or this person done had a behavior, so now everybody has to not go on an outing because this person had a behavior, so everybody got to suffer. Or maybe there's a call out, and now you can't do the activity that you want. Like, stuff happens every day. No day is the same in human services. So one of the things that you have to know is that in order to be the best human service professional that you can be, you have to be flexible. You have to be unattached to anything and everything that can go on in the day. Just be open. Go with the flow. That's going to save you. And then last but not least, as human service professionals, in order for you to be the best human service professional that you can be, you have to understand that you cannot fill from an empty cup. Did you hear me? You cannot fill from an empty cup. Nope. A lot of times I find that we as human service professionals, we are so passionate about helping others reach their goals, helping others to overcome their challenges, helping. That's all we do. We help all day, sun up to sundown. And then when it comes to us, guess what? We don't do nothing for ourselves. It's time. It is so time for you to fill your cup up before you begin to fill up anybody else's. Make sure you identify what your non-negotiables are when it comes to your self-care, the things that you want to do every week or every month or whatever the case may be. Figure out what your non-negotiables are and make sure that you do not negotiate on a damn thing when it comes to you and your time, when it comes to you taking care of you. Okay? That's important. That's important because it's been times where me being a professional, me being in the field, I'm doing for everybody else while my anxiety is going up the roof, where I'm being depressed, where I'm in my room and I'm crying, and because things ain't going right for me, but it's going right for everybody else around me because I'm making sure of that, because that's my job. So I had to tell myself one day, like, listen, Nanette, listen, you gotta take care of you before you can take care of anybody else. And that's what I do, period, right? So y'all, that's all I had for you today. I'm done. To do a quick recap, in this video we discussed, first of all, what is human services? What is the human service profession? We also discussed traditional and non-traditional ways in which human service professionals can be involved in human services, right? We talked about the education that's required and the salary that you can expect. But last but not least, I ended with sharing 5 ways in which you can survive and thrive and be the best human service professional that you can be. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Press that subscribe button. Please fill out that survey in the description box so you can be entered to win 6 weeks of free coaching, and also so I can get to know you a little better so we can build that relationship. And if you want to work with me, listen, if you want to work with me one-on-one or in any other capacity, you can visit my website. But just know that I do work with human service professionals and entrepreneurs, and I support them in implementing best practices because I want you to be the best that you can be. I support you increasing your productivity because a lot of times people come to me and say, Antinette, I don't have time to do the thing that I want to do. And that's a lie. You do have time. People make time to do what they want to do, you know? And I can support you in making time to do what you want to do. I'm a beast at it. I support my clients in increasing their salary. If you might need a raise, right? Or you might want a raise, and I support you in developing the skills that you need to go ahead and ask for that raise. Like I did last year when I got my raise at my job, but I'm not there no more. I work for myself now. And last but not least, I support my clients in starting their businesses. I started 2 businesses in 2018, TJ and Development Company and The Stand. And I mean, they both are doing pretty well right now. So let's go, y'all. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.